This is a breaking news special report. One time, I was driving home from work. I turned onto a street where I live on and noticed what seemed to be more streetlights than I remember being there. I didn't think much of it at all at first, but something in me made me do a double take. I noticed that three additional streetlights and are not streetlights at all, but lights lined up perfectly in the sky in the distance. Literally, as soon as I noticed this, the lights in the sky began moving slowly and getting closer together. Eventually, they were close enough and formed a triangle. Mind you, at this point, I have managed to park my car in my driveway and I'm standing there staring at them. My parents, who are fairly religious, tend to not believe in aliens, UFOs, or anything of the sort. So I decided to run inside and get them so they can see this for themselves. We get back outside. The lights are still hovering, moving slowly in the triangle. No sound is being made by them. They do this for a few more seconds, and all of a sudden one of them speeds off super quickly. When I say quick, I mean quick. The remaining two continue moving slowly in the sky for a few more seconds. Then they literally just vanish. Poof! The lights were just gone. I'm not saying it was aliens, but yeah, those were really unidentified flying objects. To this day, we have no idea what they were or what they possibly might be. This is the craziest UFO phenomena, true story, and it came from my dad. The 1960s in Ethiopia. My dad is just a child, 9 years old at the time, playing with his best friend Gabriel after school. They were playing in a fenced backyard at my dad's house. My dad turns his back for a second. They turn to look back at his friend. Gabriel is gone. It's important to note that my dad and Gabriel were from the top 1% of Ethiopia's ruling elite. My dad's father was Minister of the Interior of Ethiopia, and Gabriel's father was a four-star general of Ethiopia. The backyard Gabriel disappeared from had a 10-foot brick wall with armed guards patrolling on the outside. A couple of hours passed. His parents, my dad's parents, and guards are searching, but no Gabriel. 48 hours passed. Now there's a nationwide search for his important general's kids. It's on the news. Police are searching door to door, describing him and what he was wearing and when he disappeared. He was wearing a private school uniform, white t-shirt, white shirt, brown pants. Helicopters even searched the countryside looking for him. Still nothing. A month passes, then 2, 4. People start losing hope that he would never be found, and they think the worst. Exactly 6 months to the day, he disappeared. Gabriel appears back in my dad's backyard. He was wearing the same white shirt, private school uniform, and it was still clean. He looked exactly the same as he did when he disappeared. This is when it starts to get weird. Once they confirmed he was okay, they started asking where he had been. He said a couple of nice men took him on a trip. He was in a white room that glowed, and other children were there from different countries. He said he was surprised that the nice men who looked like white guys could speak Ethiopian, and he could understand what the other children were saying even though they were not Ethiopian. The white glowing room had no windows, and the doors disappeared into the walls. There were buttons on the walls, and if kids pushed them, a bed would come out of the wall. He said he was all of a sudden in a city that was glowing, clean, and cars were flying around him. He said there were a couple of people there, but they looked strange, like us, but different. One nice man was still with him and took him to a tall building where he said he had to stay there for a while, but showed him a room that he could use for entertainment. Gabriel said He could push a button and the room itself goes places, an open field, the beach, the room itself even flies. He said after a couple of hours he was taken back to Ethiopia and appeared in the backyard. He thought he was only going to be gone a couple of hours total. No one believed him, and Ethiopia being a super religious country, most adults around him thought he got possessed by the devil. Gabriel even was forced to see a priest to get the evil spirits out of him. My dad still kept in contact with him throughout their lives. Gabriel got a doctorate in physics, and I believe he works in Holland still.